In Group B, yes, you know what I'm talking about. It's Fnatic versus Unilad. So welcome to the stage for Unilad, representing them on the expert. It is the world champion Gorilla, and on the PlayStation, the undefeated Shells. Gorilla is the reigning FIFA World Champion. In Week 1, he lost to Epsilon's fully, but bounced back in Week 2 against Rannerz, Zach 11 more. Shells is the only player in the Elite Series to have a 100% win record after 2 games. He's racking up wins like he is shells in peas. And that is the silence I expected from that joke. Listen, their opponents tonight are Fnatic. On the Xbox, it's Rannerz. And on the PlayStation, it's Zimmer! Rannerz is the Irishman who wowed us in Week 2 by beating Epsilon's fully and bored the pants off us last week with a scoreless draw against Rannerz Janos. He even travelled from Colombia for it. But anyway, Zimmer in Week 1 was a free kick genius against Methods Zelonius, but lost last week in a thriller against Mobacha. So right now, I will throw to, I will talk to her right now because she's an amazing part of the team. Seema, I believe you are with Maverick.
I certainly am. I'm not sure if I'm ready to talk to you now, Tom. Just don't want to now. He was so mean.
I don't really blame you, to be honest.
All right, well, we are all set and ready to go, of course. Gorilla is back in action. And you know what? After a disappointing start, of course, he got back to winning ways the last time we saw him on this stage. He
did, yeah. And obviously that was a more Gorilla-type performance. And he's confident. He's always confident. I know him pretty well, and he's going to believe he can win this. And obviously he's got a good chance of winning this game.
Okay, well, let's take a look at his lineup and his formation. Not many changes from the last time we saw him.
No, we've actually got Ranner's team on screen at the moment. We can see he's gone for that 86 one-torch Kyle Walker. So that's the new addition, and a lot of people will potentially have put him in this team now. And he's gone for the 96 Prime Ronaldo. There's a lot of talk around him at the moment and whether he is as good as the 94 or not. So I guess we'll have to see him in action and make that out for ourselves.
Absolutely so. And only 2 weeks left now until the group stages are over. So do you think the nerves are kicking in for all of these players?
No, I mean, these guys have been in situations like this before. They're just going to play their game. They're going to do the best they possibly can and hopefully finish on top of the group.
Okay, well, let's head over here to Rannerz. So what can you tell us about his lineup?
Now, what you've got here is you've got the 4-2-3-1 formation. You've got, again, 96 Ronaldo up front, as we just saw. He's got Pele on the right-hand side, and then the standard 2 anchoring midfielders of Hullet and Vieira. So a very, very defensive but also attacking formation, so we can expect goals here.
Big difference between the two is one has Neymar, one has Messi.
Yeah, I mean, that's personal preference, whether you're a skiller or you like the clinicality of Messi, and that's really kind of personal preference. For me, I'm more of a Messi type person, but as we know, Gorilla's the Neymar guy.
All right, so who has the edge in this one? Putting you on the spot, as always.
Oh, you're doing it to me again while I stood behind Rannerz, and I'm going to go against Rannerz again. I'm going to say 2-1 Gorilla.
I'm sure that won't put him off. Well, I'm sure we're in for a great game. Let's head over to our casters, Richard and Brandon.
Thank you very much, Seema. And here we go. We're back again for another week of GFINITY action here. This man next to me, Richard Buckley, as always. Richard, back in London, doing what we love. And we are actually getting to a really big week for some of these guys. You know, Fnatic, it's their last week here.
Yeah, there's a few teams where this could really be do or die for a lot of these teams before we get to that last round of fixtures. The last time I said what I'm about to say, well, last week, between Janos and Rannerz, I said it could potentially be one of the best games we've seen in the GFINITY Elite Series, and it ended in a 0-0 draw, probably the worst game that we've seen so far. I'm not going to say that, but this game right here, we could be in for 90 minutes.
Is it going to be the 4-4 that you called for Janos and Rannerz last week?
I'm not going to predict it, but just be on the edge of your seat, because we could be in for something special.
We're expecting a big game here, obviously. Goes without saying, 2 big players here, obviously. Unilad Gorilla in that blue striped kit from right to left here. And then obviously the in-game kit, Fnatic and Rannerz, who's had a bit of a story as well, Richard. You know, he He was drafted, obviously, as part of the Challenger Series compared to, he's pushed Poacher out the team. He's pushed a player that starts in that team, has signed up in that team. And here comes Gorilla now with Neymar, just bringing out a few showboats. But these two have played before. They would have played in Pro V Pro games, and they would have both experienced a win. You're coming into an event now, a live event, one game of FIFA, Richard. Can you call it?
I think it's very hard to call it. You're speaking about Rannerz there. Came through the Challenger Series, Brandon. He's chomping at the bit to get games. He came in, picked up a result. The higher-ups at Roma said, you know what? You've performed for us. You're going to get another chance. This is his chance right now. Massive game.
Oh, here we go. This could be the early one. David De Gea there just called into action. But Richard, changes in the team. Obviously, the prime icons came out last week or a week ago, I believe. Obviously, the guys couldn't get them there. Maldini, Pullet and Ronaldo. No surprise for some of these guys. Straight in the teams. Pushed out Rio Ferdinand. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that Paolo Maldini rightfully pushing out Rio Ferdinand. I think we will see a few changes here and there because these players are still fresh. When they first dropped out, when that R9 came out, I feel like it was a honeymoon phase. New item in the game. A lot of players have played with him at the beginning because he got a 5-game loan.
Yeah.
And they were getting back to what they were used to with him. And then they started comparing to that 94 R9, which all the players had great success with who used him. There are a couple of changes between the 94 and the 96. The 96, I believe he's got less strength than the 94, and also he's got medium work rates, whereas the 94 R9's got medium low. So maybe in that attacking third, it's the subtle changes, as we say, the small differences in the game which the pros will capitalise on.
Well, here we go. Here comes Rannerz now. Tries to cut back inside there, but Kante will clear that one. It's a good point you're saying there, Richard. I think one of the key things about this 96 icon Prime Ronaldo is that people haven't played hundreds of games with him. They played hundreds of games with the 94. They played in Barcelona with that man.
I guarantee that they've played a lot of games with him, but they've not had the same experience that they have with the 94. As well for...
Oh, here we go. This could be Gorilla now, and just out of nowhere, that man Ronaldo does strike as we speak about him, and we always say it's Ronaldo or CR7. When they can pick any team they want, those two will be in there, and they'll be scoring goals. But a big goal there. Gorilla just laughs to himself. Because you've got to say, Rannerz, for me, he was on top. First 15, on top in this game.
Yeah, early start. De Gea didn't even move. Low-driven shot by R9. We're going to see a lot of them tonight, Brandon. Low-driven shot past the goalkeeper. But I think as well with the R9, because the 94, you've got to buy him from the transfer market. I feel like this 96, you could say...
Oh, no.
...is maybe a little bit more accessible, because you can do through the SBCs, you can use the players that you've already got. I believe it's 5 icons that you have to trade in, so it is going to cost you a little bit of an arm and a leg to do, but still a lot cheaper than what the 94 was in previous months. You're probably looking at 5-6 million back in the day before this 96 came out.
Someone said it was...
For the 94.
Quoted it. It might have been about 3 million for
I think like
96.
3.6, 3.7 million, yeah. And also when Team of the Season comes out as well, it'll be even more accessible because you'll have higher rated cards that you can put into the SBC, so...
And if you are wondering what we are, could say, blabbing on about, if you have just joined, it's FIFA Ultimate Team. If you didn't know, you can get some of the best players from past years in the game in 3 different variations. Obviously, the Prime being the best rated, one of those players that just passed the ball there, Maldini, the Italian icon from the game, and Pullet, another one of those players. We'll come and speak about him a little bit later. But this is game number 1 of the evening here at the GFINITY Elite Series. Week 4, and Fnatic, coming into this, it's their last week in the competition. They need to get at least 1 win, I believe, to go forward and be looking like they're going to get through. Yeah,
currently sat on 4 points. You've got to think...
Oh, here we go.
4 points could be enough if results go their way.
Ronaldo just cut back inside. I think for me, the issue in this game, Rannerz, he's had 2 chances, and for me, didn't pick
just not pull the trigger.
Yeah, didn't pick the best opportunity to score him. He had a finesse, which I think a low driven could have been better in that area. Maybe 1 more touch there. Is he going to be nervous? He's playing against one of the best players in the world.
I don't think he'll be nervous, but I think the thing that he could be nervous about is playing first.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I'm not sure Fnatic have played first in the Elite Series so far. So it's the little things, the little changes of your evening. You've got to remember as well, he flies. He does Rannerz.
He told me today it was...
It's an early start for him.
It was a 5 a.m. start for him coming over from Ireland to the UK, straight into the Fnatic bunker where the guys will be practicing, training. Obviously Zimmer over from Sweden as well. and Poacher in there, obviously just playing games against each other, practicing. So non-stop FIFA today for these. And just to think you're putting all that time, all that effort into training for one game of FIFA, Richard. 15 minutes, you could say. If you lose, you know, you're going back to Ireland tomorrow as an unhappy man.
Yeah, something as well that's different with the GFINITY Elite Series, best of one format. A lot of the pros, whether in other tournaments, whether in playing against pros on Ultimate Team, chance for Ronaldo.
Low driven if he can find it with Ronaldo there, just
dragged wide.
Sergio Ramos doing enough to push that shot off there, and Rannerz, this is a little bit frustration building for him.
What we're saying with the GFINITY Elite Series, it's a best of one format. A lot of pros don't play best of ones. The only time they'll probably play ever in a best of one competitively would be in Weekend League.
Or in online tournaments, occasionally.
Yeah, but even then, when the bracket goes further down, it goes to a best of three.
Well, it's only been one goal to separate these two as we approach half-time here. Obviously, we will have Shells up against Zimmer after a little cheeky goal kick there. You could say DHX-esque, yeah, as we always say. The man that found that one in Barcelona.
The driven flat kick that De Gea does possess.
It just seems to open up defences.
I think as well with the 4-2-3-1, I think that's the best formation for it. Zimmer playing the 4-2-3-1 second variation. You can see Gorilla's team there. 4-1-2-1-2, Hullet and Kante, the two supporting midfielders. Left centre mid, right centre mid. Neymar in at cam, no Messi in that team.
I think what's good as well is we don't always see a 4-2-1-2. We always see maybe a 4-2-3-1, or Shells will probably be playing his 4-4-2 that he brought into the FIFA scene that other people did use as well. But it's how you use those players, obviously, in there. For you, Richard, you know he's got Hullet and Kante. Would you maybe put more of an attacking player in that centre midfield position? Sometimes I know Harry Kane, if you're desperate, maybe.
Thierry Henry used sometimes at right centre mid. One thing there that I did just see, Rannerz changing his custom tactics, went a lot more aggressive in the final third. So potentially, as I said, in this best of one format, needs to get something in the second half, because I was saying it earlier, 4 points might get them through in third, maybe in second. But with 4 points, you're not going to be winning the group. It'll be Unilad winning the group, and winning the group, you get a bye in that quarter-final, Brandon.
And even if, you know, Fnatic didn't pick up any points this week, they don't want to be sitting back at home and just praying, do they? They don't want to be praying, thinking, right, we've got to wait and we've got to hope on other people. You don't want to hope on other people. You want to play the games yourself and get your own points. Oh, there we go, Rannerz with the first real shot in this half. But an early goal in this second half is huge. Yeah, it could open the game up massively.
I think what you're saying, you don't want it to be in other people's hands. Right now, you've got your qualification spot in your own hands in this next 2 games of FIFA. To be relying on other people, it's a little bit like the final day in the Championship or the Premier League.
Yeah, you just can't.
Where you need results to go your way. It's very, very nervy.
And I remember Colin was even saying, you know, if you didn't know the Fnatic Rome Magic, he will come down in next week, you know, even if they win, they lose, because he wants to see how they'll finish, who they'll play next in the playoffs, or even if they win, if they come top, they'll get a bye week. They'll go straight through to a cash prize, I believe. So there's a number of factors playing on this game, but as we know, no extra time, no silver goal, no golden goal, nothing like that, just 90 minutes of FIFA. So a draw, again, is useless as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, you put the pressure on the other player there. If it is a draw, chance for Gorilla. Nodded back. Composure from Sergio Ramos.
Question is now, you know, if we're approaching the 60th minute, Richard Buckley, would you like to see a change? You need to go out and attack.
I think we saw a change at half-time. I think Gorilla also brought on Ronaldinho in at cam. I believe that was. They definitely brought him on. It could be left centre mid that he's brought him on instead.
Maybe
Ronaldinho coming
that's
forward.
An awful place to lose possession there for Rannerz. And
watch that run of CR7.
He could be in trouble now. Is he just onside? I believe he is. Look at the overlapping run. Pull it now. Will he try and get a shot away? Maldini there just showing his worth. The 94 prime icon. And maybe a counter-attack for Rannerz straight down the other end.
Yeah, show some great strength there, Maldini, to push that 93 prime Hullet off the ball. We've been waiting all year for these 3 items to come into the game. Ronaldo, Hullet and Maldini. They've been the ones that people are saying, when are these going to get released?
There was a lot of speculation over that 96 Ronaldo. It was like, especially when I think it was the foot birthday. Here's a chance now. We'll come on to that one after. Just be composed with Ronaldo. Pushes off Sergio Ramos. Gorilla now. What a save. What a big save from David De Gea. But this attack is certainly not over yet. Ronaldinho. Can he whip that into the box? He's got options in there. Hullet, 6'3". Back to goal. Kante. Probably shouldn't be having a shot with that man. Ronaldo, he's going to turn back. Vieira, maybe. Could there be a shot? Just that. That's clever, though. He's recycling possession.
What a save from David De Gea that was. That could potentially have kept, well, it has kept Rannerz in the game at 2-0. I doubt Gorilla throws the lead away, but right now, that could be a big confidence momentum boost for Rannerz in this game.
I believe we're going to head backstage now with Seema and Chris.
Hi guys, yes, we are in the green room. I'm watching alongside Chris. Chris, what have you made of the match so far? Of course, Gorilla getting on the score sheet early has probably given him a lot of confidence in this one.
Yeah, it's really given him the opportunity to thrive in this situation. Gorilla's not known very well for being amazing in best-of-1 situations. He likes to kind of feel the game out and take the majority of the game over those 2 legs. So he's doing really well so far. Took a great goal in the first half that I thought might have been offside, but he timed it to perfection.
He certainly did. Okay, well, let's head back to the casters and see what happens.
Thank you very much, guys. If you're wondering who that was, obviously Seema, our host, and Chris Trout, the man with the big screen, Richard, the big whiteboard, breaks up the game as you'd see on Match Today or something like that.
Yeah, did a great analysis last week of Mo Basher's performance against Shells, it was. And then Basher took that advice on board, and big result for him last week.
Well, the pause has been cued by one of these players, and time is running out for Gorilla now. He can just keep possession, really. He can just try and frustrate Rannerz. Ball goes out of play now. Will we see that pause? And
Aurier going into the book.
what do you make of that choice at right back? You know, it's Walker, Aurier, occasionally Danny Alves, who, you know, I'm not a massive fan of. But if you're Rannerz right now, we can see the substitutions he's making. A 4-3-3 attack, it seems. And you've got to say to that man, you've got to go and attack now.
Yeah, it has gone to a 4-3-3, fourth variation with the cam in there. Ronaldo in behind, Ronaldinho, Neymar out wide. Once again, going into the custom tactics. I like this. He has to get a result. 90 pressure, 90 aggression. Saw a 91 Gareth Bale as well on the bench, second in form. Gareth Bale. So maybe he can be a difference maker for Rannerz, but with only 12 minutes left to play, he's not going to get a lot of chances.
He isn't. He might get 1 or 2, and he has to take those chances, Rannerz. Now, this could easily be turned over, though. This could easily be a 2-1.
Yeah, easily be a 2-1. Or as Rannerz keeps coming forward, could easily Gorilla go on, get a second and maybe even a third.
Well, there's still plenty more FIFA action to come, obviously. Still, we've got Shells up against Zimmer, and that man behind him there, FaZe Tass, obviously linked in with Unilad at the moment. More of a coaching role he's taken, isn't he? But who else would you rather have over your shoulder than that man? He's been to big events. He's performed on that level in the UK.
Yeah, not even in the UK. Nationwide, not nationwide, worldwide, I should say. He knows what to do to get over the line. Going back to
referee. Get him in the book.
Year.
Yeah, he did. He was in Paris last year, won the regional over there. Or the majors, you could say. However, back to the action now. Not long left at all here. Rannerz needs something, even a draw, but obviously hoping on... Oh my, out of nowhere. The first header I've probably seen go in like that.
I thought he got a deflection.
And all Rannerz can do there is just laugh. He can smile, he can laugh, because what has happened there? Did it even take a deflection?
It's just, I don't know if it came off Vieira on the way through.
I don't think it did, or it's either that, or that is why that icon is loved. He can pull out big things. I'm actually quite speechless on that. That's a goal I've never seen before like that. You know, we normally don't see headers from that distance trickle in.
Well, he had a free kick. Usually they play it short from a free kick from that sort of range. He stuck it in the mixer, as they say. Ronaldo won the flick on, and you've seen him back into his custom tactics there. Everything back to normal. A few changes coming out from Gorilla as well. I think Messi was the man to come on at cam, but that goal, we said this game could go either way still.
Yeah.
Throwing a spanner in the works if you are Unilad right now. Is this a good draw for Fnatic, or do you try and push on now?
Someone will be coming out to win this game now, Richard Buckley. Someone will be having to take that risk to go and win this game, but hasn't really been too much to cheer about between these two. And maybe we will see a win here. Obviously, Unilad Gorilla in that blue kit from left to right. Not long left at all here. As you said, Richard, 1 chance. They'll get 1 good chance each. It's whoever steps up to the plate and takes that chance now. There's that through ball. Ronaldo back to goal.
Is it?
Open up. CR7.
What a save. That's De Gea's pulled out 2 unbelievable saves.
Oh my, that's risky. That's risky for Rannerz. Ronaldo, and that is the mistake she cannot make on the big stage.
That ball has to go. That ball has to get cleared.
As much as it's ugly and it's not the way you want to play.
It's the 84th minute. You've just got a goal back in quite dubious circumstances, granted.
Yep.
Just clear the ball. Just get it out, reset. You're trying to play out from the back.
Was it a case of maybe he didn't want to waste possession? I know he did in the end. He wanted to keep the ball at the back four, and next thing you know, just get rid of it. They tell you as a kid, get rid of that ball, out the window.
If in doubt, get it out.
And we're talking in the virtual game of FIFA here, but that was a perfect example of just get rid of the ball, and he's going to be disappointed with himself there because David De Gea pulled out a massive save, and he just stitched himself up a little bit there, in my opinion.
And we're seeing the changes back to the 4-3-3 attack. Custom tactics put back up. Oh, very disappointing if you're a Roma Fnatic fan right now.
Well, one more chance, maybe, for Rannerz here. Basically, everything has to be perfect now. Pull it, he gets intercepted there, and
That
it's
could
just...
have been his shot.
Oh,
He's
no.
won it back.
Just there. Pull it there, just collected it for him. Remember, this is game number 1 of the evening. Unilad up against Fnatic/AS Roma. This is the Xbox side of things, and we will be going over to the PlayStation game between Shells and Zim. If you're watching this in the wings, for Zimmer especially, that's a big game coming in against Shells. We heard it from Tom, 100% record so far in the Elite Series. And then you've got Zimmer as well, had a good 4-1 win, then lost narrowly 3-2 the other week. How are you approaching this game?
I think you just got to try and play your game. Don't try and get sucked into a game almost playing like attacking football against Shells. He's one of the best players at going forward is Shells on the PlayStation 4, so maybe it's very hard to go up against a player who is undefeated.
Is he offside? I believe the referee had his flag up there.
Is it?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Offside trap. Wasn't played well. And that is game, set, and match here. There, I thought I saw the liner with his flag up there. Clearly not. And just a routine finish in the end there. You can see why Rannerz played the offside trap. He had to attack. He had to try and catch him offside. Maybe win a free kick to reclaim possession. And there we go.
Great timing of the ball, though.
Oh,
Gorilla,
fantastic.
because if he plays that a millisecond later, he is offside. 3-1, the final scoreline. And looking forward to that next game, we've heard it from a lot of people in and around the Roma Fnatic camp.
Yep.
He's playing some of the best FIFA that he's ever played. We heard it, probably one of the star players at the minute on that roster. And he has to produce something of that level if he wants to take anything from Shells in that game.
We just saw how clinical these players are. 4 shots it was from Gorilla in the end there. Scored 3 of those 4 shots between them two. And how do you come into this next game now if you're Zimmer? For me, that chance was